Hush not, child, and don't you cry. Your folks might understand ya by and by. Just move on up toward the destination that you may find from time to time complication. Just to let and turn to trip. Well, they read just move on up. Street, but you don't mind. So hush that child, and don't you cry. Your folks might understand you by and by. Just move on up and keep on wishing. Remember dreams, so keep on pushing. Take nothing less than the second best. Yes. Just move on up. Just a little bit. Do it. Move on up. 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 Right here, baby. Where my water? Okay, right there. Where my cold water? Where my cold water at? Yes, yes. Yeah, that's what's up. Woo! Yeah. Hey, go, 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 go. Wait a minute now. What's going on with this jacket? Let me see what's happening with my jacket. My jacket all messed up. Hold up. Yeah, now that's more like it. Say solo in the house. Woo! How's everybody doing out there, babe? Solo in the house. I want to thank my moderators for showing up tonight. Tiny, Deborah, Arizona, Honey Bee. And shout out to the ones that are watching outside the chat. You're welcome. You're welcome to come to Babe Solo channel. Live. Hello out there. Welcome everybody to Babe Solo channel, to the Night Live. Monday, Wednesday, and Fridays when I come on at 6 o'clock p.m. Central Time. I want to thank everybody for showing up tonight. Yes, thank you so much for being here with Babe Solo. Yes, we're going to get started. I'm not going to hold you all long. No, but I want to say this much on the Night Live. I will come with things that's going on in the world. We cannot shut our eyes and close our ears to what's going out there in the world. So some people might not like what I'm finna do right now, but Babe Solo like it. And she gonna bring it forth. Yes, I am. I've been doing this for the longest anyway at the Night Live. Yes, I do. So I'm just gonna tell it up front blank. People that might not be interested in what I'm about to do right now, that's okay, because somebody's gonna like what I'm doing right now, because we need to know what's going on in the world. We need to know what's going on in our country as well and our states. Yes, the United States of America. That's where I am, and I'm trying to find out and keep up with what's going on. There's a whole lot of things that's happening, but I still need to know what's going on in my state and my community. Yes, Babe Solo is here tonight. Yes, I am. Yes, I am. And Tiny came with the welcome address. She said, welcome to Babe Solo's channel. Can I get you to hit that like button? Double tap that screen, people on their cell phone. If you on your laptop or your TV, hit that like button coming in and going out. If you didn't get to do it right now, it'll be all right. Babe Solo, thank you so much. Yes, I do. Hit that like button. And you see that barcode up in the corner up there? You scan that barcode, it takes you straight to Babe Solo's channel. I have a playlist and I also have a broadcast where you could just go and look at the work that I do. I do all types of videos, not the same. No, my videos are all kind, but good videos, not prerogative kind. I do the positive ones, no negative videos, none at all. So I've appreciated you guys would take that opportunity out to find out who Babe Solo is, and you can see what her content is all about. And it is for entertainment purpose. Yes, it is. Yes, it is, an educational. Yes, yes, educational as well. Yes. And so I just want to thank you all for coming in tonight. And then after you hit that subscribe button, if you haven't done so, it would be nice if you would hit that subscribe button. But Babe Solo, thank you anyway. Thank you so much, Tiny. All right, Tiny, come with the rules of the chat. Be respectful of your fellow viewers, ones that's in the chat, ones outside the chat. Those outside the chat, if you decide to come in, come on in and be right, real nice. Don't come in with the snotty attitude. Don't come in with the trolling in your body and your soul. No, don't do that. Because Babe Solo don't allow disrespect over here on this channel. No, we got to have a place to come where we have a peace of mind and get along with one another. Yes, yes, yes. There's nothing wrong with getting along with one another, because that's what we got to do on this channel. No, no trolling, no spam in the chat, none of those things. No bullying people. If you're fighting with somebody over in another channel and they come over here and you follow them over here, Babe Solo will remove you if you don't stop. We will warn you so many times and you would have to go. Okay, my moderator is going to delete every negative, disrespectful, sexual comments that be tossed in this channel. And if they have to remove your stuff over 5 times, then Babe Solo will do the rest. That means you got to go. Because you're not going to spoil this chat. You're not going to shake it up. You're not going to take over. You're not going to take over the topic. You're not going to do none of these things. And it's not going to be all about you. It's about what we brought up in this chat. We're talking about tonight, saving healthcare and ICE killing. We're talking about 5 Republicans who voted against the orangutan Trump for the power against bring some military into Venezuela. Yes, they stopped him. They stopped him, y'all. They stopped him. I'm so proud of the Senate that stood up against the orangutan with the Democrats, okay? Ain't nothing wrong with being different parties, but let's do some bipartisan here. Let's get along and do the right thing. So 5 of them stood up, and I got all 5 of them here and what state they come from. So they represent, and they are not the new senators, they the old-time senators that wants to stick to the rules. Yes, the rules of the law of the land of the United States of America. Yes. Then our other topic going to be about the orange orangutan, where the Senate just got up and walked out because he wanted them to vote for him to have this money for Venezuela. They have military presence in Venezuela, and they walked out. And I have the footage, and I will play it for you guys tonight. Yes, yes. I just wanted to share that after Tiny said no spam in the chat, no trolling, no bullying. Let the mods mod. Please don't disrespect my moderators. I have not yet seen them disrespect no one. Not yet. And then we almost, when April get here, we'll be a year on this channel together, me and my moderators. Yes. So please be respectful to the moderators and let them mod the chat. Don't take over and try to be a moderator when you're not one. I have seen so many people do that. They just get in there, hit that button, do this. Y'all be quiet. You know, they're not the moderators. The moderators are the ones that got the wrench by their name. Thank you guys so much for listening to Babe Solo with the rules of the chat and the welcome address that comes into this channel. Yes, yes. All right. Let's see what we got here. Okay, Babe Solo going to talk about the orange orangutan when the Senate walks out. And I'm going to play the clipping. I'm not going to do too much talking about it. I'll let the clipping speak for me. Yes, I will. Hello. Shout out to Deborah, Arizona, Honeybee. She said, hello, everyone. Hello, Deborah, Honeybee. Yes. And shout out to my moderator, Tiny, again. She's already put the rules and the welcome address up. She said, please hit that like button while you wait for our amazing host, Babe Solo. Yeah, out a couple of minutes late, but I'm here, everybody. Yes, I am. Thank you so much, Tiny. Thank you. All right. Tiny said hi to Deborah, Arizona, Honeybee. That is so nice for everybody. And then Babe Solo said, hello, everyone. Everyone all the way to UK, Canada, all the way to Nigeria, Kenya, all these countries I welcome you to my channel. Yes, I do. So I'm going to get started right now, and I'm going to be bringing up the topic about the health care, and I'm going to get it started right now. Oh, yes. It's all about the health care. It's going to be all right, people. Just let them fight it out, and you just don't stress yourself. The main thing you do is get out and vote for who you want to vote for. Bay Solo not going to tell you who to vote for. That's not my place. But I know what I'm going to do. And if the Lord's will, I will be able to go out and vote. I'll be grateful and thankful because my vote matters and my vote does count. And I'm happy that I can get out and vote when that time's come. So that's what's happening in 2026. We're going to do a lot of voting. So I'm going to bring to you about the King Jeffrey. He's going to be talking about Save Health Care. So that's where we're going right now, people. So bear with me. And then there's going to be also questions going to be asked about the ICE killings. They're going to be questioned by the media. So we need to hear these things because the ICE is all over the place. I mean, they just creep up out of the blue. They wear masks. They don't respect the law. Nothing. They think they're above the law. So I'm going to get started now. I'm going to get started. Yeah. Okay, let me get started. Let me get this now. Thank you guys for being patient with Babe Solo. Thank you for coming tonight. Yes, indeed.
There are multiple
Okay, let me get started.
Good afternoon, everyone. Last week, House Democrats delivered a decisive victory for the American people by passing legislation to extend the Affordable Care Act tax credits by 3 years and protecting the health care of tens of millions of Americans who otherwise might experience dramatically increased health insurance premiums. The bill passed by the House is now over in the Senate. It's a bill that was passed on a bipartisan basis. Every single House Democrat joined by 17 House Republicans. The only path forward at this moment is for Senate Republicans to do the right thing by the American people and pass the damn bill that we sent over to you. There's no reason to do anything other than that.
Thank you, Ms. Wilson.
The health care of tens of millions of Americans is otherwise at risk. We're talking about working class Americans, middle class Americans, and everyday Americans who deserve the same level of certainty that Senate Republicans provided to their billionaire donors when they passed massive tax breaks for the wealthy, the well-off, and the well-connected as part of their one big ugly bill last July. Yet working class Americans, middle class Americans, and everyday Americans have been forced to wait month after month after month. Enough with the partisanship. Enough with the gamesmanship. Enough with the foolishness. At this point in time, pass the bill that we know currently in the Senate has majority support. Every single Senate Democrat and at least 4 Senate Republicans who've previously supported a 3-year extension of the Affordable Care Act tax credits. From the very beginning of this fight, Democrats have made our position clear. Cancel the cuts, lower the cost, save healthcare. Beginning with a 3-year extension of the Affordable Care Act tax credits. We've never wavered from that position. And against all odds, we've passed the bill on a bipartisan basis. It's now over in the Senate. Because Democrats are actually committed to saving healthcare and lowering the high cost of living for everyday Americans. That's who we fight for. Every day, every week, every month, year after year. And we're in this fight until we win this fight for the American people. Questions?
Listen up, people. Questions.
We're hearing some talk from some conservatives that they want to put out their own affordability agenda, try to do something through reconciliation. Just what do you make of that as they try to move on that in an election?
These people are pathetic. Republicans have had all year, literally, right? Last year, an entire year, pretty much since Donald Trump was first inaugurated. Now they claimed throughout 2024, Republicans did, that their top priority was going to be to lower the high cost of living. In fact, Donald Trump lied to the American people and said that costs would go down on day one. Costs haven't gone down in the United States of America. Costs are out of control. And it's strange to me, after Republicans got crushed electorally all across the country, up and down the ballot in the off-year election last November, that now they've decided that perhaps they should actually try to keep their word and address the high cost of living in the United States of America. It's all talk, there's no action. These people are not serious, because in the very beginning of this Congress, in my first remarks to the House of Representatives, we made clear as Democrats, we will work with anyone in the Capitol or who's part of the incoming administration at the time to address the quality of life issues, beginning the high cost of living challenges confronting the American people. And Republicans took the approach, my way or the highway. And now they find themselves in a very challenging position. These extremists must have thought that Democrats were just going to collapse and believe their hype, that they were going to steamroll the country. And now they're falling apart all throughout America. So no, I don't think they're serious. Because if they're serious, the only path forward is to have a conversation with House Democrats and Senate Democrats. That's it. There is no other path. These extremists don't have the votes to get a reconciliation bill done. They barely got a reconciliation bill, the one big ugly bill, through the Congress 6 months ago, when they thought they were riding high, even though they had been wiped out in Wisconsin, as a sign that this whole Republican thing was falling apart. It was a joke that it was ever a big mandate when it was the narrowest majority that any party has ever had in the House of Representatives since 1930. And yet Mike Johnson and others wanted to spin a lot of folks in this town as if there was some big mandate. But now it's clear. The smoke and mirrors is done. There's no clothes that the emperor is wearing at this particular point in time.
Republicans will argue that voters will start to see some of the economic benefits, they argue, from the big, beautiful bill this calendar year.
Well, if they're relying on that to save their failing majority, best of luck. It ain't going to work.
Guys, I'm only 9 years old and I already know.
Thank you, Mr. Leader. Over the weekend, we saw congressional appropriators release another slate of bills that did not include DHS funding. Is it your understanding that there will need to be a continuing resolution for DHS, or is it your posture, the posture of Democrats, to try to put some more restrictions on ICE as a condition for funding for the agency, given the situation in Minneapolis?
Kristi Noem, the Department of Homeland Security, and ICE, they're totally out of control.
Holy.
And the American people want these extremists to be reined in. And what's in front of us right now is a spending bill that will go either one of two ways. Either Republicans will continue their my way or the highway approach as it relates to the Homeland Security bill. And if that happens, then it's going to be on them to figure out a path forward. Alternatively, particularly in the face of the tragedy, Renee Nicole Good should be alive today.
Tell it.
There was no justification for that killing.
Justice.
That ICE agent and Kristi Noem, they've shown depraved indifference toward human life. That's what we saw. That's what the American people saw. And so clearly there's some common sense measures that need to be put in place so that ICE can conduct itself in a manner that is at least consistent with every other law enforcement agency in the United States of America at the state, local, and federal level. That's not too much to ask. Conduct yourself like every other law enforcement agency in the country. Instead, they're running around out of control with masks, no body cameras, no accountability,
dangerous,
no warrants, arresting, and in some cases, deporting American citizens. And that's why the American people don't have a favorable view on the manner in which Donald Trump and his reckless administration are conducting immigration policy in the country right now.
Thank you, Mr.
All right, everybody. Babe Solo is done with that topic right there. I just wanted to share that topic right now with everybody. And I wanted y'all to know about this. We got to stay with our eyes and ears open to what's going on in the world, because there's nothing wrong with knowing what's going on with the healthcare, knowing what's going on in the White House. What are they doing? We need to know these things. I'm not going to shut my eyes and ears to these things. I need to know what's going on, but I need my healthcare too. And then I don't want ICE to come and kill one of my family members or my neighbors or someone down the street, someone I don't know in my city, in my community. You know, we have to be careful for nothing, said the Lord. So you got to watch and pray for yourself, people. Do not allow things to ignore these things, because it will come to your door. You never know. We are not exempt. Things can happen to us like anyone else. And I want to say shout out to our King Jeffrey for bringing up the information on the state healthcare. So it's in the Senate. It's sitting in the Senate now. It's up to the Senate to vote. The House passed it. Now it's up to the Senate. So that's the first topic that I brought to you guys tonight. And I hope you guys got something out of it. I appreciate you being here. And let's say shout out to Sean D is in the house. And Amy in the house. Yes, indeed. And I want to say welcome to Shane Wilson, 8728. Said Trump doesn't want to help the poor with health care. Trump only cares about his wealthy buddies. Thank you. Welcome. Thank you for coming in tonight. Thank you so much. And everybody welcome. Everybody welcome Sean Wilson. Shane Wilson, 8728. Moderator, did y'all welcome him to the chat? We have a guest tonight. Come on now. I don't know if y'all saw the name up there, but I put it up a lot of times. So welcome them into the chat, because that's a beautiful thing to have a guest tonight. Yes, we have a guest tonight. And I thank you for coming. I hope you come again. 8728. Wilson, 8728. All right. Thank you for your comment. And you are so right. Trump does not want to help the poor with the health care. He don't even want to help the white collar workers, the middle class people. It's the billionaires and trillionaires is what it's all about. The big old donors that give him millions and millions of dollars. They go to eat dinner with him. They pay $10,000 for one plate. Those are people that the orangutan care about. And thank you for bringing that out, Wilson, 8728. Thank you so much. All right. Thank you. Thank you, Amy. Thank you for listening. Because you know, when I get guests in the room, moderators, welcome them. Let them feel welcome into the channel. Just welcome them. I hope you guys are paying attention, where you can see that someone has came into the chat. Because yes, and I mean, this statement came up big, and I love this statement that Wilson 8728 has put up here. And I mean, I appreciate that comment. I appreciate you for interacting with Babe Solo tonight in her channel. I really appreciate that statement, because that is a fact. That is a fact. And I had some people that in my family disagree with me about the orangutan. They told me the orangutan took care of them and gave them health care. And I'm like, where was you at when this, where you get this info from? You know what I'm saying? Because I disagree with that person, and that person disagreed with me. And I told him, I said, whatever the orangutan does, it affects everyone, all the Americans. And you going to tell me what he did for you, why he didn't do it for the rest of the United States of America. How did you get what you got and the rest of us didn't get it? You know what I'm saying? So what I did, I cut that short, because I wasn't going to argue with my family member over no orangutan. But I know who did stuff for me. Yes, I do. And I ain't saying no Republicans, Democrats, or no independent. I'm talking about the Almighty God that sits on the throne. Hallelujah. That's who takes care of Babe Solo. Yes, I don't worship man. I don't look to man for all things in my life. I know we need things in this world to live by, to live with, to have. But you don't put your focus into man like that. Please, people. I'm talking to male and female. So when I say man, I'm not talking about relationships. I'm talking about the governments. The governments. You can't, they will, what's the word for it? They will disappoint you. Put it that way. They will disappoint you. Like everybody talked about Tiffany Henyard, the mayor of this community, when she got in office. They talked about, oh, they know what she was like. Why they put her back in there? They know what she was like. No. We didn't know that woman was going to do the stuff she was going to do. Nobody knows nothing until these people get in those seats. And then that's when you find out who's who. I just have to share that. And thank you so much, Wilson8728, for coming in with that beautiful comment. Thank you so much. And my next topic is about the 5 Republicans who voted against the orangutan war powers in Venezuela. Yo, y'all got to hear this. This is good. And here they are right here, the 5 Republicans. This is Susan Collins of Maine. This is Josh Hawley of Missouri. This is Lisa McCoskey of Alaska. And this is Todd Young of Indiana. Let's see, let me get this right. No. Yes, I do. I got it. 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh my God. This is Todd Young of Indiana. Y'all gotta excuse me on that. I named the wrong person. Let me get their names right. Okay, this is Rand Paul of Kentucky. This is from this senator. This is the Senate. This is not the House. These are the ones from the Senate. These are the senators from the Senate. They voted against orangutan Humph about powers on the war. And what they did, they stood up because they did not want him to have this money. This man wanted, I think, oh God, you're gonna hear it in the video when I play it. They voted to limit this man on Venezuela. He's very, very angry. He's going against them right now because they voted against him because he wanted this money to put into Venezuela so he can control Venezuela. So we need to know these things, people. The orangutan is losing his grip with the Republicans. The Republicans are standing up little by little. They're standing up. The 5 Republicans who voted against Trump on war powers. It was about the war. Remember, he did the stuff without permission. Remember, he killed these people on the boats. He went into Venezuela without permission, and that started a war. That is called starting a war. Yes, it is. All right. Tiny said, oh, okay. Amy said hi to Sean Wilson. And then Tiny said hi to Sean Wilson. And Deborah Arizona B said, King Jeffrey, House Leader, is a vocal advocate for strengthening the Affordable Care Act and lowering the health care costs. The health care is necessary to prevent high premium for millions of Americans. And I am one of those millions of American people. I am definitely one of those Americans. I am one of those Americans. And I sure don't want my premiums going up like they is. Right now, I'm dealing with some information on my insurance right now. And the guy gonna get back with me on Wednesday. We're gonna talk about this. We're gonna fix this over here on Babe Solo end. Because I said, oh, no. They want more money, all this type of stuff. And that's what's happening. It's happening. And a lot of people are not gonna be able to have insurance for their loved ones and things like that. Not even just for going to the doctor, even for burial. We got to talk about this because this is real life. We can't just ignore it. We just can't shut our eyes and ears to what's going on in the world. That's why Babe Solo gonna bring it to you the best she can and the best she know how. Thank you so much, Deborah Arizona. Honey bee. Thank you so much. So now we're gonna move forward. I'm gonna let you guys hear what happened with the ones that voted against the orangutan. Oh wow, he was very upset. He also said that he wrote in his social media account that he don't want nobody to vote for these 5 Republicans because they went against him. He said the 5 Republicans who voted to restrict me to have the American military present in Venezuela should never be elected again. You little dumb orangutan. Let me tell you, let me show you this orangutan. He is a hot doggone mess. Look at him. He done lost his grip. He done lost his grip. You hear me? The orangutan done lost his grip. Thank you, Deborah Arizona B. Thank you for welcoming Wilson into the chat. Thank you so much. We have to welcome our guests, you know. We have to make sure we give them a warm welcome because I want them to feel welcome because it's real. I'm not playing up from here. This is a real chat room. This is real life. And we are older. We're not young. We're not kids up in here. And I'm not in here to play. No. I might dance and feel good because I love music. Music makes me want to swing to the left, swing to the right. Rock, rock, rock. I love gospel music too. I love all kinds of music. I love every music. It sounds good to my ears. Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. So let Bay Solo get this started for you guys can hear what happened with oh my God, with Venezuela. Oh my God. Let me get it together. I'm bringing it up in a few seconds. Where is it? All right. I hope this is it right here. I'm hoping.
Partisan and becomes structural, and that's the moment we're in. A moment where and NATO's core. Something extraordinary is happening in Washington right now, and it's not coming from the opposition. For the first time, Republicans themselves are pushing back against Donald Trump, quietly moving to block the power he's trying to hold on to at any cost. Emergency declarations, war-level rhetoric, and behind-the-scenes panic are colliding as Congress steps in to draw a line. This isn't just another political fight or a breaking news moment. It's a test of whether American power is ruled by law or by one man's instincts. Stay until the end because what's unfolding here could reshape how power works in the United States long after the headlines fade. So, deeper, colder, and far more consequential because it cuts directly into the one thing Trump believes he cannot live without: unchecked power. And the reason this revolt matters is not just that some supporters feel betrayed over broken promises, whether it's the vow of no new wars or the soaring cost of living or the lingering unanswered questions surrounding long-promised disclosures that never seem to arrive. It's that Republican lawmakers themselves are beginning to openly move against the very authority Trump is desperate to cling to. And when that happens, when the guardrails inside the system start to activate, presidents don't respond calmly. They escalate, they dramatize, they declare emergencies. And that's exactly what we're watching unfold right now. A presidency leaning hard into spectacle and crisis language to protect itself from internal collapse, because at the heart of this entire revolt is a simple but terrifying reality that even seasoned Washington veterans are struggling to process out loud. The President of the United States has been publicly entertaining the idea of using military force in ways that could drag America into conflict, not with some distant adversary, but with its own allies. And when Senator Chris Murphy laid this out in blunt terms, it landed like a shockwave, because once you strip away the bluster and the branding, what you're left with is a scenario that sounds absurd until you remember we've stopped being allowed to dismiss these statements as jokes, because Greenland is not a blank space on a real estate map.
Yeah, this man want to take over on Greenland.
Denmark is a NATO ally, and NATO's core principle is collective defense, meaning that any military action against that territory isn't just symbolic, it's a legal and strategic nightmare that theoretically places the United States in direct conflict with Europe.
Be safe,
and the fact that lawmakers are now having to seriously explain this to the public is itself a sign of how unmoored the conversation has become, because no one in America voted for a presidency that risks a shooting war with allies over land acquisition rhetoric. And yet here we are, parsing comments, weighing hypotheticals, and watching members of Trump's own party quietly but firmly try to shut the door before it's kicked open. And this is where Trump's worldview becomes critical to understanding the backlash, because he doesn't process geopolitics as alliances or treaties or shared security obligations. He processes it like property, like leverage,
like a deal that can be forced if you push hard enough, and that mindset might work in a boardroom, but in global politics, it gets people killed. And Republican senators know this. They understand that once a president frames military action as an option, the machinery starts moving whether Congress likes it or not, which is why the War Powers Act suddenly became the battlefield, not as an abstract constitutional debate, but as an emergency brake. And when that brake was pulled, when Republicans joined Democrats to advance a resolution limiting the president's ability to act unilaterally, Trump didn't respond with negotiation or persuasion. He responded with rage, profanity, and threats, because that's what happens when someone who believes power is personal realizes it's actually conditional. And the reported phone call to Senator Susan Collins wasn't just about one vote. It was about the shock of discovering that loyalty has limits, that even in his own party there are lines that can't be crossed without resistance. And for Trump, that resistance feels existential, because his entire second-term strategy hinges on projecting strength, inevitability, and control. And nothing undermines that faster than members of your own party publicly telling you no, especially when the issue at stake is war, authority, and constitutional boundaries. And this is where the narrative accelerates, because faced with pushback, Trump doesn't retreat, he reframes, he reaches for the language of emergency, declaring extraordinary measures not just as policy tools, but as political weapons. And the declaration of a national emergency tied to Venezuelan oil assets fits perfectly into this pattern, because it allows him to cast himself as the sole protector of national security while portraying dissenting lawmakers as obstacles, even though the underlying reality is far more complicated, involving long timelines, massive corporate interests, uncertain infrastructure, and benefits that would flow primarily to multinational energy companies rather than ordinary Americans. Complexity has never been the point. The point is dominance, distraction, and control of the narrative, because emergencies change the rules. Emergencies centralize authority, and emergencies shift attention away from uncomfortable questions. And there are few questions more uncomfortable for this administration right now than why long-promised transparency efforts have stalled, why document releases have been delayed, and why it took bipartisan pressure rather than executive initiative to move certain oversight actions forward. And when lawmakers like Sheldon Whitehouse start talking openly about inspectors general compliance failures and unanswered timelines, it signals something important. Not a conclusion, not an accusation, but concern that process itself has broken down. And that concern is exactly what Trump cannot afford, because his political survival depends not just on winning arguments, but on exhausting the public, flooding the zone, and keeping every controversy competing for oxygen. And that's why these threads, Republican revolt, war powers, emergency declarations, and stalled disclosures, aren't separate stories. They're the same story viewed from different angles. A presidency trying to outrun accountability by accelerating chaos. And Republicans who once waved everything through are now calculating the cost of silence, weighing institutional damage against party loyalty, and realizing that if they don't act now, they may not recognize the system later. Because once a president openly suggests he is guided only by his own judgment and not by law, treaties, or precedent, the question stops being partisan and becomes structural. And that's the moment we're in. A moment where behind closed doors, Republicans are asking themselves whether stopping Trump is an act of betrayal or an act of preservation, because history doesn't remember who tweeted the loudest. It remembers who stepped in when the rules were bending past their breaking point. And this revolt, quiet in some places, explosive in others, may be the first real sign that the internal guardrails are finally being tested, not by the opposition, but by those who know exactly how dangerous unchecked power can become when it's wrapped in grievance, spectacle, and the language of permanent emergency.
There we go. Yes. Thank you, Deborah, Arizona B. Well, hello there, Renetta D is in the house. Welcome, Renetta D. How are you? You said hi, Renetta D. Oh, Renetta D, we were talking about health care. Then we talked about the 5 Republicans that went against the orangutan to stop him from having money going to Venezuela. They have military on the presence in Venezuela, and it was a lot of money, he wanted. So we were watching that right now. I'm just filling you in where we are, and then also we heard Jeffrey Arkin talked about the Senate is ready, need to vote for the bill that they passed in the House. So we passed that already, and then I have one more to go, and that is where the orangutan got let's see, the orangutan. Some Republicans walked out. This is a good one right here. The Republicans walked out. Yeah, some senators. They walked out so they don't have to vote or do any of those things. So he's getting very, very upset and angry right now. He's definitely getting very, very upset. Yeah, he was caught off guard. So I got to play this for you guys before I shut this channel down. Yes, because I don't want to hold nobody long. And we had some good statements came here from Wilson 8728 said Trump doesn't want to help the poor with the health care. Trump only cares about his wealthy buddies. And we had the health care symbol up tonight. It was this right here for Renetta G that just came in. I'm giving her the background of what we were doing. And then we had some more comments in here. From Amy and Tiny and Deborah Arizona Honey B. Yes, we did. And Deborah Arizona B was saying that Hakeem Jeffrey is a House leader, is a vocal advocate for strengthening the Affordable Care Act and lowering health care costs. The health care is necessary to prevent high premium for millions of Americans. Millions and millions of Americans. Yes. And then Deborah Arizona B, she spoke about these are the five Republican senators that voted not with Trump. They have the money for Venezuela. This is Susan Collins of Maine. And then this is Josh Hawley of Missouri. And this is Lisa McKiskey of Alaska. And this is Rand Paul of Kentucky. And then this is Todd Young of Indiana. These are the five that went against the orangutan. And the orangutan is so angry that he wrote on social media that these five should never be re-elected ever again. So what he's doing, he's sending his little message out there again as usual. Come on, orangutan. It ain't gonna always happen for you. It ain't gonna always happen. Things gonna change. This is the orangutan. He's being caught off guard. And I'm gonna play right now. But Deborah said the five senators, Republicans, joined with the Democrats, lawmakers in a surprise rebuke of President Donald Trump, forcing the president to seek Congress before taking additional military action in Venezuela. And he will not be able to do it nowhere else either. He wants to take over in Greenland. That's our allies. And you know what's going to happen? He's trying to make a war with America, because NATO is not going to let that happen. They're going to protect Greenland. I'm serious. So the orangutan has lost his mind. So I'm so thankful and proud of the Republicans that stood with the Democrats to stop this man from putting military presence in Venezuela. And he's very upset right now. He's very, very angry. He's writing all over social media like he always does. He probably won't get no sleep. He probably ain't gonna get no sleep because these five Republicans voted against him for the war powers. This is what everybody kept saying. The Senate needs to do something. The Congress needs to do something. They have done it. They have stopped him. He got to give permission. Now, he went out there and did stuff already. But they fixed it now. And they are marking every detail that this man does. He's digging himself deeper and deeper and deeper into being, impeached and put out of office. And then you know what? They kind of scared of this man because he got followers, them crazy Proud Boys and all them people out there in the world that's nuts. I got family members nuts. My family went crazy on me about orangutan. I was surprised. I stood my ground. I didn't back down when my family came hard on me about the orangutan. I said, where you get this from? Where you been? What world you in? That's what I told one of my family members gonna tell me about them orangutan. Tell me what orangutan did. I said, what orangutan did for you? And guess what? She don't even get that much money and tell me what orangutan did for her. She's not even rich. She's not even near rich. Tell me what orangutan did for her. Tell me seriously wrong with these people. For real, I am so serious. So I'm going to move on because I don't want to keep you guys too long on watching the time. Oh, wow, that went longer than I normally do. Now, this is what the orangutan got caught off guard. This is what he looks like being caught off guard. Thank you, Deborah Arizona B, for that. I think Deborah had one more thing here to say. She said, never would I thought in America a president would threaten and attack the people of America who is supposed to be protected. But Deborah, I'm going to tell you about me. If I go spiritual, it's a spiritual warfare. The enemy will attack no matter who they are. If I stay natural in the frame of the world, I still can't think that way because the scripture says, pray for those in higher office. That's why God knew they're not going to be able to stand. They're going to do some horrible things. That's why he tells us to pray for them that's in charge, that's running the countries in the world. Kings and queens and presidents and senators and judges, all those things, doctors. We got to pray for these people. And then we got to pray for ourselves. So we could be a judge. We could be a senator. We could be president of the United States of America. It's possible. It's possible. But right now, as long as I've been living in this world, anything is possible with these people. Because we all mix together, the good and the bad. All mixed together. We just got to watch and pray like the Lord asked us to. He said, watch and pray. Watch and pray. We got to. That's if those that believe in prayer, those that believe in Almighty God, I'm talking to those. But those that don't have no unbelief, you still going to be taken care of because God don't have no respect of person. He loves all of us. Yes. Yes. All right. And Renetta D came into the chat. She said, good evening, Dave, Solo, Moss, and everyone. Oh, thank you for showing up tonight, Renetta D. And Tiny said, hi, Renetta D. Deborah Arizona said, hello, Renetta D. Yes, I just want to nod my other moderator that came in tonight. And Sean D, you be safe out there now. You say you driving. Be careful, Sean, now. You're not on Sapphire, are you? Sean D, I hope you're in the car. It's cold outside. It's very cold out there, Sean D. you just do some listening, Sean. We know you here, and I thank you for coming in tonight. Yeah, because so much is changing. So much is changing. And Renetta D said, NATO allies, particularly Denmark, view Donald Trump's interest in asking Greenland as a direct threat. Yes, yes. Warning the United States military to move on the Danish territory is not an invisible move. I saw that, Deborah. I seen it. That's why I'm tell people that comes in on my channel. A lot of people don't want to hear this type of stuff, but I am not closing my eyes or shedding my ears to what's going on in this world or in the United States. We need to know these things. So we could be sitting up here and all of a sudden a war would come. All of a sudden we sitting in our house and all of a sudden somebody's house blow up. Boom! Because they just shot a rocket over here. You know what I'm saying? People, pay attention to what's going on in your countries and your states. And those that are able to vote in the United States, get out and vote for the right reason. 2026 is a voting time. Primary votes are coming up in different states. And then in November, we re-voting. Gotta vote, people. Wisconsin showed us, Ohio showed us, New York showed us, California showed us. And now all the states that our King Jeffrey named, they have shown us they are sick and tired of what's going on with this orangutan and his administration. And them Republicans, y'all out there sitting next door to my house and down the street from me, don't get mad at me. Get mad at the lawmakers. They're the ones doing this. They making the lawmakers. The Republicans got the House, Republicans got the Senate, and the Republicans got the White House. So why get mad at a person because we sit here and speak the truth? Why you got to get upset? What is he doing for you lately? You just as poor as I am, and then you're going to get nerve to get mad at me, and you ain't doing no better than me. It's the truth. It's the truth. We all got different income. We all got different things in our life. We all got different houses, different apartments, different cars, different this, different money. So why would you get so angry at a Democrat or an independent or a Republican because what's going on in the White House? Because you feel that these things are wrong. And they are wrong. What the orangutan is doing to the United States of America and to our allies. He trying to separate the Americans and our allies. He trying to take over. He want us to be a dictator country. And there's no way. We're 50 states here. Come on now. You can't do that. No. They're going to fight back. They're going to fight back. And then don't forget about the Republicans that got these states that's on Medicare, and they're on food stamps. It's 72,000 people get Medicare in their state, in the red states, okay? So how in the world you going to hurt the people because you're afraid of the orangutan? So we got 5 wasn't afraid. And they not the 4 years, 6 years in office. They've been here a long time. These are the old school Republicans, okay? And Deborah Arizona said NATO allies, particularly Denmark. Yeah, I believe I read that already. Yes. Thank you, Deborah, for that. She said, I agree, Faith. So it is a spiritual warfare. It is, y'all. You got to get the real deal. Stop playing around with y'all lives and realize God is real, and so is the enemy. It's real. All this stuff is real. It's real. It's real. And no one is not going to change how I feel about life. It's real. It's real. So Bass Solo going to play this, and this is how the orangutan got cut off guard.
As I got older, trimming my toenails became extremely difficult and painful. But ever since I bought this latest...
Now, this wasn't just a procedural vote. Established Republicans who are saying Trump violated his constitutional authority and they're not going to fund it. And that's devastating for Trump politically because it shows that he doesn't just have a problem with Democrats, he has a problem with his own party.
Yes.
Trump's response has been absolutely unhinged. He went on Truth Social and called them rhino traitors. Rhino stands for Republican in name only. He said they betrayed America. He said they were cowards. He said he was going to primary them all, meaning he was going to recruit challengers to run against them in the 2026.
You hear what the orangutan saying about the 5 Republicans?
Response. It doesn't actually accomplish anything. You can call senators traitors all day long. You can threaten to primary them all you want, but if they've already voted to block your funding, if they've already walked out on you, the damage is done. The vote is over. The funding is dead. Trump's emergency powers push is finished. The timing of this walkout is also significant. It happened in the middle of the 25th Amendment crisis. It happened while Vance is apparently securing cabinet signatures to remove Trump. It happened while impeachment articles are pending in the House. It happened while Trump is facing forced testimony under oath.
Yeah.
So you've got a perfect storm of crisis and chaos hitting Trump simultaneously from every direction. The courts are blocking him. Congress is impeaching him. His cabinet is trying to remove him. His own party in the Senate is walking out on him. This is not a president who has any power anymore. This is not a president who can move his agenda forward. This is a president who's completely politically isolated. The money issue is also important.
Amen, Tiny.
$5 billion is a lot of money. That's money that could be spent on infrastructure or education or social programs or anything else. But Trump wanted to spend it on maintaining a military occupation in Venezuela.
You see what I'm saying?
And the Senate is saying no. The Senate is saying we have other priorities.
The Senate said no.
The Senate is saying we don't trust you with that money. That's a rebuke. That's the Senate saying we don't believe in your judgment. We don't believe in your priorities. We don't trust you to spend money responsibly. The polling numbers are also reflecting this moment. A Gallup poll from January 11th shows Trump's approval rating has dipped to 41%. 41%. That's really low. That's the kind of approval rating that suggests a president is in serious political trouble. That's the kind of approval rating that suggests voters have lost faith in the president. And that's happening while Trump is also facing the 25th Amendment threats and impeachment and court defeats and forced testimony. So Trump is not just losing politically, Trump is losing the public. This moment is being compared to January 6th, which is wild because January 6th was when the Capitol was attacked and democracy was hanging by a thread.
Hallelujah.
But now Democrats are saying that Trump's actions, the unauthorized military raid, the civilian deaths, the cover-up, the constitutional overreach are equally dangerous to democracy. Democrats are saying this is insurrection 2.0. Democrats are saying Trump is trying to expand his power unconstitutionally and Congress needs to stop him. And the Senate walkout is Congress saying, we're stopping you. We're not giving you the money. We're not supporting this operation anymore. The fracture in the Republican Party is also significant. This is not the party united behind Trump. This is the party splitting. You've got the Trump loyalists who will support him no matter what he does, and you've got the Republicans who are saying enough is enough. We have limits, we have principles, and those principles don't allow us to support this operation. That split is going to define the 2026 midterms. That split is going to determine whether Republicans can hold the Senate. If moderate Republicans are splitting with Trump, if they're walking out on him, they might also split on other votes. They might also vote with Democrats on other issues. That's a threat to Republican control of the Senate. And for Trump, this is probably the worst moment of his entire presidency so far.
Y'all hear this?
Not because of any one individual thing, but because of the combination of everything hitting him at the same time. The courts blocking him, Congress impeaching him, his cabinet trying to remove him, his own party in the Senate walking out on him, his approval ratings in the low 40s, and all of this happening simultaneously. Trump is not just in political trouble.
Trump is in mortal danger as a president. Trump might actually be removed from office. Trump might actually be impeached and convicted. Trump might actually lose control of the Republican Party. And it's all happening because of the Venezuela raid and his response to it. All right, so let's dig into what's really happening here and why the Senate walkout is so significant. Because this is not just about $5 billion in funding. This is about the fundamental fracture of the Republican Party and the collapse of Trump's political power. When 12 Republican senators walk out on a vote, when they refuse to support their party's president, when they join with the Democratic Party to block funding for a presidential initiative, that's not a normal political disagreement. That's a constitutional crisis. That's a moment where the normal rules of partisan politics break down. The senators who walked out are significant because they're not fringe players. Tom Tillis is a mainstream conservative from North Carolina. He's been in the Senate since 2015. He's respected on both sides of the aisle. Lisa Murkowski is from Alaska. She's been in the Senate since 2002. She's known for independence from party orthodoxy. These are serious established senators who are saying they cannot in good conscience vote to fund this operation. And when senators like that walk out, it sends a message to the rest of the Republican Party. It sends a message that opposition to Trump is not just acceptable among moderates and liberals, it's acceptable among serious conservatives. The reasons they gave for walking out are also important. They cited the unauthorized nature of the Venezuela raid. They cited the civilian deaths. They cited the constitutional overreach. They said Trump violated his constitutional authority by conducting a military operation without Congress. They said he overstepped his power, and they said they couldn't in good conscience vote to fund something that they believe was unconstitutional. That's a principled position. That's a position based on constitutional law and the separation of powers. That's not a position based on partisan politics or personal animosity. It's a position based on the Constitution itself. Now, from Trump's perspective, this is catastrophic. Trump needed this vote to pass. Trump needed the $5 billion to fund the Venezuela operation. Trump needed to show that he had the authority and the power to pursue military operations without Congress. But instead, Trump got humiliated. Trump got beaten on a key vote, and Trump got beaten by members of his own party. That's politically devastating. That's the kind of thing that destroys a president's credibility. That's the kind of thing that makes it impossible for a president to move his agenda forward. The symbolism of the walkout is also significant. When senators literally get up and walk out, when they refuse to even stay in the room during the vote, they're making a statement. They're saying, this is so bad. This is so unconstitutional. This is so wrong that we can't even sit here and debate it. We have to leave. We have to walk out. That's a dramatic gesture. That's a gesture that gets attention. That's a gesture that sends a message, and that message is being received by the media and the public and the rest of Congress. Everyone is seeing that Republicans have walked out on Trump. Everyone is seeing that Trump doesn't have the party behind him. The vote itself, 52 to 48 against Trump, is also significant. That's a lopsided defeat. That's not even close. All 48 Democrats voted against Trump and 12 Republicans voted against Trump. That's 60 votes against Trump's position and only 38 senators voted for Trump. 38. That shows you how much support Trump has lost. That shows you that Trump doesn't have the votes on major legislation. That shows you that Trump is a lame duck president, even though he's still in office. The timing of this vote coming during the 25th Amendment crisis and the impeachment push and the forced testimony is also significant because all of these crises are feeding off each other. The fact that the Senate is walking out on Trump makes it more likely that the 25th Amendment will be invoked. The fact that the Senate is walking out on Trump makes impeachment more likely to succeed. The fact that the Senate is walking out on Trump shows that he's politically isolated and vulnerable. So these crises are not isolated incidents. They're connected. They're reinforcing each other, and they're all pushing toward the same conclusion: Trump's removal from office. The long-term implications for the Republican Party are also worth thinking about. If moderate Republicans split with Trump on major votes, if they form coalitions with Democrats to block Trump's agenda, that changes the dynamic of Senate politics. That means Trump doesn't have a guaranteed 60 votes on legislation. That means every bill is going to be a fight. That means Republicans can't just march in lockstep behind Trump. That means there's actual debate and disagreement, and that fracture is going to define Republican politics going forward. The money itself is also worth thinking about. $5 billion is a lot of money to spend on a military occupation that killed civilians and violated the Constitution. That's money that could be spent on a lot of other things. That's money that could go toward infrastructure or education or scientific research. But Trump wanted to spend it on Venezuela, and the Senate is saying no. The Senate is prioritizing other spending. The Senate is saying Venezuela is not a priority, and that's probably going to resonate with voters. Voters probably don't want their tax money.
Let me say something about this, Miss Deborah Arizona Honeybee. What is wrong with that orangutan? $5 billion after he done took food stamps from everybody and medical. He done gave a little bitty raise on his checks. You can't even tell you got a raise when you go buy food, gas, clothes. clothes. $5 billion. He just knew he was going to get that $5 billion. They stood up to him and said no. Deborah Arizona B said Orange Orangutan is unhinged and thinks he is unstoppable. In an interview he did, he said, can't nothing stop him but his own mortality. He forgot we got God sitting on the throne, and these people got conscience. Deborah Arizona Honey B and everybody that's listening in the chat and outside the chat, people have conscience. These were Republicans. They know right from wrong. Come on now. Then we got people want to get mad at us, because we want to stand for righteousness. We want to stand for lower costs, lower medical, and all this lower premium. You going to get mad at me because I want my premium to be low? Because I don't agree with the ugly, beautiful bill? Something is wrong with these folks. I think they want attention. I think they need people to just look at them and fight with them. I ain't got time for that mess. Not me. No. I had to check my family members talking to me like that about orangutan. Orangutan was caught off guard. He just knew it was $5 billion. Did y'all hear the man said he wanted to spend $5 billion in Venezuela? And then look what he did to the American people. And then to the allies, the high tariffs he put on them. High tariffs, and then we're paying that bill. The American people are paying the tariffs bill. That money is coming on us. We're paying it. He's telling the judges, oh, we're bringing money into our country. No, you're not. You're taking money away from us. Oh, my God. Thank you guys so much for being with Faith Solo tonight. This was a great topic, great comments and everything. I'm glad you all showed up. I'm glad you guys was here because this is something we need to know. We can't ignore these things. This is part of our life. We talked about health care. Let me get it in here right quick. We talked about health care and the ICE killing. We talked about the 5 Republicans that voted against the orangutan for the war power. Then we talked about we heard about the Senate walked out because they're not going to vote for him to have $5 billion. Come on, everybody. They would have looked like a fool. They would have voted for $5 billion to give to that orangutan. And here we are sitting over here, can't afford to buy our food and pay our rent and bills and stuff. People got to move in with their family members or they got to go find shelter, all these things just to survive. Because he didn't cut so much of the benefits that we were getting. Yes. $5 billion. $5 billion. Oh my God. And Deborah Arizona said, $5 billion taxpayers' money and people going hungry and need jobs. And he decided it was a good idea to attack Venezuela when Americans are suffering and allies no longer trust the United States of America. People, that's why I said pray. Because our prayers are being answered. Because you can see there's people that's switching their minds right. They're voting right. They're not voting to go against that man. They're voting for what's right. This is what I need to tell these Republicans, Democrats, and independent people. Y'all are all confused here. They are voting for righteousness. They're not voting because they're Republicans and they're Democrats. It's what's right. $5 billion? Come on now. And Deborah said, don't forget to hit that like button. Don't tap that screen, people. Please do before you leave out here, because Faith Solo about to let you guys go. Yes, I know I had y'all for a while, but I want to thank you for your input. I want to thank you, and I hope someone got something out of tonight, because this is something we must not close our eyes to and our ears. We have to pay attention to what's going on in our community and what's going on in the world and our United States of America, for all the ones that live in America. We got to know these things. We just can't shut it down. We have to live. So, Faith Solo, I want to thank you guys for coming out tonight. Shout out to Deborah Arizona Honey B, Renetta D, Tiny, Amy, Sean D, 414 in the house. And Sean, all right, Wilson, 8728 came in. Keep those prayers going, people, because the prayers are working. Amy! Good night, everybody. Hope to see you on Friday with Faith Solo.